Just days away from the 4th of July, and thanks to a new law in the state, Pennsylvanians are now able to buy consumer-grade fireworks.
And people are starting to stock up. WFMZ's Alexandra Hogan is live for us at Phantom Fireworks in Easton now with more. Busy time there, I bet, Alexandra. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, a very busy time. Thankfully, we have the place for ourselves for this morning, and we're going to break down for you some of the new fireworks people can get their hands on in Pennsylvania. Of course, some safety tips, and we'll get a look at them as well. So this is Jeff Bell. You work with Phantom, so thanks so much for having us. Let's talk about some of the big new items that people can get their hands on.
Sure. Thank you for picking us and coming here this morning, and good morning, Lehigh Valley. Yeah, this is some of the new stuff that Pennsylvania residents can now purchase here in Lehigh Valley, which are aerial fireworks. These are some of the largest ones in the showroom that we sell.
So some of the largest, how high are these going in the air?
They're pretty high. They have good altitude. They'll be around 200, 250 feet high and maybe 75 or 100 feet around. Yeah. Typically, the fewer number of shots it has, like these are 9-shot big tube wrecks, they go way up. And the more shots it has, maybe a little bit smaller and lower to the ground.
Of course, is this one a top seller this year? We see the red, white, and blue America theme for the 4th of July. What do you think?
The red, white, and blue is always a big seller, and people are always looking to be patriotic here around the 4th of July. So yeah, the Phantom Firework red, white, and blue rack and the Phantom X9 are both real popular ones that do nice red, white, and blue displays.
So this is the first year that Pennsylvanians can buy these sorts of fireworks, but there is one problem that people are running into. They get to the checkout counter and they realize there's a 12% extra sales tax on top of the price.
Right, yeah. Aerial fireworks now have a 12% additional tax to the 6% already state tax. So yeah, I do believe there's some sticker shock. I think it's more of a shock, for our out-of-state residents that come and aren't aware of the law change. And I think it has been hesitant for Pennsylvania residents to really come in.
So despite that, we're seeing a lot of people very excited about this. So for you working here, seeing people talking to them every day, what's the reaction that you hear?
Well, a lot of first-timers that are in here are excited, and they really are just want to get fireworks for the first time. I'm seeing 60, 70, 80-year-old men that come in and they're, kids in a candy store and pretend like, they're picking out chocolates. So yeah, it's been exciting for us, and we're excited to educate people and get everyone helping and having them help have a happy 4th of July.
Definitely. Well, thanks for giving us a look at some of this. Of course, we'll be talking about some of the other fireworks here, some of the ground ones, and safety tips, of course, to have a fun but also very safe 4th of July holiday come this week. Back to you guys. Good morning. So we are at Phantom Fireworks, as you just mentioned. Jeff behind me just set off this fireworks. So these are some of the ground-based fireworks that we're looking at this morning. So thanks for lighting that. It's a little light out, but still we're enjoying the 4th of July a little early.
Yeah, it is a little light out and a little loud. But yeah, we are celebrating the 4th of July a little early.
So I think people on the road might be a little curious over what we're doing here. But these are some of the ground-based fireworks that people have been able to buy. Tell us about the difference between the two and the new ones this year.
Sure. So all the ground-based fireworks we've been able to sell to Pennsylvania residents for years. And they are just that. They'll typically stay 5 to 10 feet tall. And this year, the new change is they can buy aerial fireworks and actually start shooting some bottle rockets or aerial repeaters into the air.
Okay, so again, these are the ones that you might have seen in years past. Let's talk about some of the interesting ones that are maybe fan favorites.
Sure.
So what's the one that I'm holding right here?
So this is our Phantom Man fountain. It actually lights up. There's a little heart on the other side. It will light up in a little heart. We've also got some gender reveal fireworks that people do really often for pink, blue, boy, girl. But these have really become real popular.
Yeah, so exactly. The parent will give you the gender of their child, but they don't actually know what it is. It's in a sealed envelope.
Right. They typically come in, hand us the envelope, say, oh, we don't want to know, but please just go get us, the boy or the girl or the pink or the blue that we need. And so we have some products that are disguised and made specifically for that.
So definitely an interesting, maybe memorable 4th of July, if that's what you're picking for this year. So again, a lot to try out. And of course, those new aerials that we did get a look at last time. But safety tips, what's one thing people should keep in mind with these ground level ones?
Well, definitely you want to use them on a flat surface. Always have a water source nearby. I usually am always wearing safety goggles and make sure that you're keeping your head and upper body away from the top of the firework.
Okay, we'll be talking about that a little bit more coming up in our next segment. Other ways just to stay safe, especially with these new fireworks that we're seeing come this new change in this law that people will be able to buy these aerials. So all of that coming up later on this morning. Stay with us, but for now, back to you. Good morning. So yes, we know that fireworks are a staple in some people's tradition of celebrating the 4th of July, but it's very important to keep in mind all of the safety tips and new ones this year, given that there are new fireworks people can get their hands on. So that's what we're talking about right now. So thanks so much for joining us again.
Thank you.
Talk us through some of the important things that people should focus on this year.
Sure, especially with the addition of aerial fireworks this year for our Pennsylvania residents. We want to make sure that we're bracing fireworks, usually with a brick or a rock on either side of it, just to make sure that it's not going to move or tip. We also want to make sure that it's only adults that are using the fireworks. It's very important to keep these out of the hands of children and people who are under the influence.
And in terms of storing them, what's something that people should keep in mind for these types of fireworks?
Sure, the fireworks will last for many, many years. As long as they're not getting wet, there should be no issue at all with lighting them or getting them to go off properly.
Great. And then when it comes to anything, whether you're just giving sparklers out at your party, a lot of different tips that we should just refresh for people going into this holiday.
Yes, again, sparklers can be very hot. So again, adults are really the only ones that should be handling any kind of fireworks. It's important to use or have a water source nearby too if there is some kind of mishap for someone. But for the most part, you guys really shouldn't have too many issues. Lighting them on a flat surface and under adult supervision, and you should be all set.
Okay, so we have the big bucket. Fill that up with water just as a precaution.
Sure. Fill it up with water. Usually I like to douse, or spray a spent firework with water just to make sure that it's done and it's not going to continue to go off.
And then we have the gloves.
Yep, we've got the gloves. I usually use the gloves just to make sure that I'm not burning my thumb repetitively. And I'll use the pyro torches along with them, which are a big help. So these will typically last for about 5 to 15 minutes. And they're really easy just to light your fireworks and keep your head and upper body away from the fireworks.
And of course, we see those cases every single year, very tragic, where people get too close. This will prevent anyone from getting too close to that flame.
Yes, yeah, you really want to stay as far away from it as you can. So yeah, using something or a longer lighting device really helps, like I said, keep your head or upper body away from the firework.
Again, protective eye gear, flashlights in the dark, making sure that you can exactly see what you're doing. That's another easy way for people to get injured. So this new law will be able to get more people to have these kinds of fireworks. And in that scenario, just really important to keep in mind some easy ways to stay safe for this holiday. Eve Hassiel, back to you.